I'm okay. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. You made it into Vegas and everything okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. I understand that there's a rumor going around that you've been a bit under the weather lately.
Yeah, I went through, I don't know if it's because we kept going to like really hot places and then like the next day it would be freezing cold. And I don't know if it was like that, but I just was like back and forth sick the entire tour.
You guys are wrapping it up tonight, I believe, right?
Yep, the last shows we're all packing and last night.
And then some time off for the holidays.
Yep.
And then you guys are heading back into the studio for the follow-up to The Dream after that?
Yep, in February.
Now, it's been a huge year in this moment. What moments stand out most for you for 2009?
I think we had a great time doing, we started off with Five Finger Death Punch, and that was just such a great start for us. It was still to this day, out of all the tours that we've done, like the number one comments we get are people saw us at Ozfest or they saw us with Five Finger Death Punch. Like, still to this day, those are the two tours that got us like the most kind of recognition, like people knowing who we are and things like that. So that was definitely a great tour. Warped Tour was a really good, I think, turning point for us as far as like a new scene of kids who maybe didn't know who we were, starting now to learn who we are. Like, it got us into like we're in the new AP magazine, and that's just a whole other scene of kids and like these young little 14-year-olds, like, you know what I mean? So I think that was a really good turning point for us. And then, just doing our headliner too was a really exciting thing for us to do, our first headlining tour, which we didn't really want to do, but we did it anyway. We didn't want to do it only because we felt like we feel like we shouldn't be headlining until we're really, 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 really a big band. We feel like our goal is to grow continuously, and like when you're headlining, only like everyone there knows who you are, versus when you're opening up for somebody, there's an extra 3,000 people who don't know who you are, and it's like, so you're continuously working on the big goal of growing. But we did it anyway, and we're happy that we did it.
You were selected as one of Revolver Magazine's all-time hottest chicks in metal. How do you feel about that honor? Do you even see it as such?
Yeah, I mean, that's more on the, I don't know what they mean when they say, I love it. I've been in it 3 years in a row, so I think it's just fun, and I think it's, they're just having a good time with it and things like that. So I find it flattering. I don't think that, I know that in the end it comes down to, musicianship and the live show and all that, but I think that it's also flattering if they think I'm pretty. It's a flattering thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And I think that it's been exciting.
Now, Call Me is sort of an interesting cover song choice for a metal band. I mean, last time you guys covered something, it was Slayer. So why that track?
I mean, we're like a rock metal band. I don't think we're just a metal band. And I think that's why our manager we didn't think of that. Our manager thought of that. And I think that we're a pretty diverse band. We're kind of crazy. And we kind of go from like one side of the rainbow to the other. And so it was, like you said, we've covered like Slayer and Pantera, and so it's kind of like the other side of it. So we were like, let's do a cool rock and roll version of it, and we didn't think of it as any big deal. It was just supposed to be an extra song on a re-release, just to have a few extra songs. It wasn't supposed to be a single or anything like that, and they just kind of made that happen.
You guys were looking at doing Mechanical Love or Lost at Sea as the second single before you did the re-release.
Yeah, it was, but it winds up being not just your stay. It's a big world of a lot of people and being involved, and a lot of opinions being involved when it comes down to those things.
Now, you mentioned Pantera a moment ago. Obviously, this is the 5th-year anniversary of Dimebag's tragic passing. Have you guys been talking about that at all this last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we did on the anniversary. We did, and we were remembering when we found out, and it's just, of course, everybody knows, just so tragic and so sad, and it's a horrible thing. It's just so horrible. But we listen to Pantera almost every night before they go on stage. The boys are up here rowing out to it. So I have the back lounge, so they give me that. So I kind of have my own thing going on back there. But whenever I come up here to do our last Get Ready with the boys, like, it's always Pantera on, always.
Now, you write all the band's lyrics. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
From just my life and things that I've experienced or been through, or something that, it doesn't necessarily have to be about me, but I just have to be passionate about it, whatever it is, because I think it's very important to kind of have passion and believe in whatever it is you're singing about, because I think that's the difference between, just a really good singer and somebody who's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I necessarily have the best voice in the world, you know what I mean? But I think that if somebody has conviction and they believe in what they're singing about, I think that's what the most important thing is to me. Like when I think of, Johnny Cash, for instance, he doesn't sing like an angel, but it gives me goosebumps, So to me, it's important to be passionate about whatever it is I sing about.
You have, like, it's not unnoticeable, right, a little bit of a fascination with the Alice in Wonderland thing. What's that all about for you?
It's not necessarily Alice in Wonderland, but I do love Alice in Wonderland. I just love the whole fairy tale world. I always have, probably always will. I have no idea, I really don't know. Like, I'm sure a psychologist could figure it out, a psychiatrist, if you wanted to dig deep enough, but I don't know what it comes from. I really don't. I mean, I didn't grow up wearing, little dresses when I was little. I grew up wearing T-shirts as dresses, My mom, we just grew up, that's the way I grew up, wearing T-shirts as dresses, and, we didn't have a lot of money, and it wasn't like I had this little fairy tale life. And I think that I always it was kind of my fascination, and it was so magical, and it was my escape where I kept myself positive and I kept myself dreaming and my imagination going, and it just never left me.
So are you excited about seeing the new Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, Alice in Wonderland movie?
Oh, yeah, it comes out in March, and I cannot wait. It's going to be fabulous.
So you even know when it's coming out, right?
Yes, I'm very, very excited. I do love Alice in Wonderland. I love all of them. I just got, the new Snow White just came out of the vault.
Right.
I love it all. Yeah.
Well, getting back to the music and the lyrics a little bit, you have a very poignant ballad on The Dream. Tell me about Into the Light.
We wrote it about, it's kind of like a collaboration of things. My best friend, I wrote a song on the last album called Legacy of Audio about one of my best friends who passed on.
Mm-hmm.
And then his father passed away, and he had cancer, lung cancer. And so he was dying and passed away right when I was writing that song. My dog died, and we had to put her down. I had to, hold her while she died. And then I got this message from this mom of this little boy named Zach, who he had a heart disease that he was born with. Mm-hmm. And his mom, we got to meet him, and his mom wrote me this long message of how he loved us, and she feels that him, coming to see our concert gave him some extra time in his life, and that, he loved us so much, and that when he passed away, they were listening to a song called He Sent Eternity, which is a song I wrote for my son on the prior album, mm-hmm. and that they passed away listening to that together, and that, that it just loved us, and they find a lot of inspiration. When they listen to us, they can remember him and their times together, and it was so moving. I was crying, and so a lot of it was inspired by this little boy named Zach, too. And so it was kind of all those things together, and I wrote that song.
Well, it's a beautiful song. It's totally unexpected when it appears on the album,
Yeah.
And I still believe in the good, and I still believe in the light, and I wanna feel the sun, I wanna